I was lucky enough to get to travel to Belize for a little over 2 weeks in March of 2017. Before I left, I set 3 goals for myself. The first goal was to discover 5 new things about the Belize culture. The second goal was to learn 3 new ELL strategies. My final goal was to see 1 change within myself. While I was there, these goals changed slightly, and I was able to achieve all of them. We flew from Sioux Falls to Dallas, from Dallas to Belize, and from Belize took a water taxi to Key Cocker, where we spent Friday, March 3rd to Sunday, March 5th. This is where we stayed those nights in Enjoy Hotel. We were able to walk the streets of Key Cocker and enjoy little shops and different places to eat while relaxing along the beach. At night, we were able to watch the sunset from different locations such as the Lazy Lizard. Saturday, March 4th, we took off in the morning to go snorkeling. We started by getting the equipment we needed, and then set off to one of the 3 locations we would be snorkeling at. Snorkeling was my favorite activity we did while we were in Belize. I loved seeing all the coral and different fish. It felt just like being in a fish tank. We were even able to swim with stingrays and sharks. After snorkeling, we spent that night and the next morning relaxing by the beach before we headed inland for the remainder of our stay. Monday, March 6th, we started our day off ziplining and then cave tubing. This was my first experience ziplining, and we had a lot of equipment we had to wear. Ziplining was amazing, and we were able to do 7 different zip lines. We had to hike up to the first zip line, and then we moved from one zip line to the next, going across things like bridges or up small little hills. The views while ziplining were amazing. After ziplining, we switched equipment to life jackets and to tubes, and then did a 30-minute hike to the top of where we would begin our cave tubing. Our tour guide took us through the cave, explaining everything we were seeing, and then we came out to an area where we were able to swim. Our adventure continued the next day, Tuesday, March 7th, where we ventured to Shunan Tunich. We took the van across a bridge that you had to pump by hand. The views at these Mayan ruins were some of the coolest things I've ever seen. We were able to climb all the way up the top of the ruins. Once we made it up, we were able to look out for miles and miles, even being able to see the border of Guatemala. Our sightseeing slowed down from there, and on Wednesday, March 8th, school started. Their schools are much different than schools here in the United States. We walked each day from our bunkhouse to the school. The first 2 days we were there, we tested the entire school using Fontes and Pinnell in order to better understand each student's reading ability. Friday, March 10th was a professional development day where Penny led a discussion on guided reading and introduced it to the school. We brought tons of books that we set out the night before, and teachers were able to choose from for their class library, and whatever they didn't choose would go to the school library. We went to San Ignacio quite a bit, and on Saturday, March 11th, we spent our entire day there at the market. San Ignacio is also the home to Cayo Twist, which is the ice cream shop that we tried to hit up quite a bit. Sunday, March 12th, we started our day at church and ended our day with the river float. Cesar and many other lifeguards made sure that we made it all the way down the river in our 2-hour float. He brought many tubes and even a snack of burritos for us to eat down the river. Since our float was nearly 2 hours, I covered up with long sleeves, long shorts, and even brought sunscreen on the tube with me. Monday, March 13th to Friday, March 17th started off what would be considered a more normal week of school. We started every day with teacher devotions, and at the beginning of this week they started off the school with the school-wide devotions. While I was there, I taught 5 science lessons on safety that the kids loved. I also implemented guided reading for a day so that the teacher could see what we had been talking about during professional development. Since there was no Wi-Fi and most of us didn't have phone service, we spent some of our nights playing cards with Leslie and her sister. Friday was our final day in the school, and we started our morning off with chapel time, and in the afternoon I was able to observe in some other rooms. Friday, March 17th was our final activity, which was the night hike, also my least favorite. Saturday, March 18th, we flew into Dallas, and then Sunday, March 19th was the day we finally came home. I definitely achieved my goals while I was there, although learning 3 new ELL strategies was probably the most difficult. I journaled about many different things I learned about Belize culture, but a few that stick out are their friendliness, the fact you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet, and they're never rushed for time. This was my most challenging goal because if students didn't understand something in English, the teacher was able to just translate in Spanish, but I did notice that she would slow things down for those students. The biggest change I see within myself is that I really just want to slow down and enjoy my life because everyone in Belize takes their time doing things and enjoys everything to the fullest. I had such a great time in Belize, and after being home for a few weeks, I definitely miss all of the kids and the people that I met while I was there.